Hello Libra, this is your reading for January 2022. So, well, the rest of January 2022. So, depending on how it pans out for you, it could be more for you if it resonates with you as I'm saying that for the rest of January, and it could be more so or just as in alignment with what has happened throughout January so far of 2022. So. Anyway, I'm going to be using the Archangel energy deck here, and they're bringing through messages. And I haven't been using these cards for a little while, which is very interesting. The energy has kind of like been zhuzhed up a bit, you could say. And I don't know, they're jumping out at me this week to bring them out for messages to utilize them. Oh, okay, we're not going to go with that one. Okay, we are going to go with that one. I'm going to go with that one. So they've been dropping in an extra card lately on the end here, tagging on the end. So we'll just see how that works out. And because it's interesting, I said over because I was just looking at it, and it talks about overcoming difficulties. So you'll notice that there is a different way that I'm shuffling, nowadays. So we'll just see what happens, what's going on. Now these cards are all in reverse, but I've actually I'm not going to turn. I'm going to actually leave them that way. So what is going on here? So there's something maybe like turning upside down or turning around for use, and I'm going to leave them all in reverse because for some reason I'm going to turn the deck around that way, and it doesn't matter which way I turn it because they are actually in that, so that's nothing. Okay, I've just thought I want to check that. So there may be something about checking or double checking what's going on with you, but also what's going on around you as well. So where something may be seeming like it's clear cut, a clear cut decision or a clear cut evidence, you could say, that's been put forward to you. I think there's something about assessing or reassessing. So you may be a little bit higgledy-piggledy, you could say, at the moment with some things. It could be some people that are coming in and saying certain things, mentioning certain things like as in information, which doesn't kind of fit right with you. So, and it's like you may be having a hard time juggling actually what that information may mean for you. With what's coming through. So this one has come through in reverse too, that one is too, and that one. So that's interesting because not all of this deck is facing even though I've turned it around, I turned it back again, it's not all, and I'm just having a look, they're not all in reverse. So I'm just going to go with it. So there may be something about like just you may be wanting to have a check through some things, and things may be seeming like they're turning upside down, but they're not. Okay, so anyway, I'm just going to go with these cards. So as always, I just wanted, before we get going, I just want to say and remind people that these are the messages that come through, may not necessarily resonate with you. And I just want to reiterate that, because some people and why I feel like I'm doing that is, or being drawn to reiterate that is because sometimes people see these cards as a negative if they're in reverse, and it's not necessarily so. So there may be somebody here that's listening that's maybe going, oh my God, that's all, everything's all wrong, but there's not necessarily that is so. Things can be changed and turned around. So and it's we have free will and we have choice to do that. So and it's just really giving an understanding of what could be going on and what can change around. Okay, what you can change around. So anyway, let me see. Oh, it's a little bit, I'll just see what's going on. I feel like, interesting, I've brought this along, or had this around me. It's like just clearing the energy all around with this piece of selenite, the selenite wand. And it's like this whole space is like, and I'm actually burning an incense called aura, spiritual aura. So there's something about shifting your aura, clearing your aura, your energy field, which is like around your energy field in every space of where you are at the moment, but especially your energy field around you. So you may be feeling this energy as I'm moving this wand around me and around, because I do have Libra in my emotional side of my sign. So in my moon sign actually. So they're just doing this clearing of energy here. So it's not saying that this is linked to me, but I feel like I'm connecting with the energy of Libra, which is what I always do, and that energy helps bring through with that connection, the energy for, you know, whatever sign that I'm working with. So there is something about clearing the way with the past and then the future. So I'm just going to like move this wand around for a moment because I just feel like I'm not going to be able to get moving or get any motivation or momentum, or rather. So that could be, you may be understanding that about what it is that I'm, you know, where I'm meant to be going and what I'm meant to be doing. And I feel like at the end of the day, you kind of do know what you're meant to be doing, where you're meant to be going. But it's just something, it's like there's this puddle, and I'm not seeing a brown puddle, I'm seeing like a blue puddle or a green puddle, different colors of the chakras, you know, of energy, where it just needs to be like smoothed out or settled out. So there could be some big changes, and with you shifting through dumping stuff, getting rid of stuff, and, you know, releasing stuff, and, you know, decluttering within and also without of you as well. So there was a lot of noises and a lot of bugs and all sorts of things happening, and wind blowing stuff in my space at the moment, because you know, I've got the door up, and the other door was open, but I had to close that. So there's something about, you know, freeing up energy, freeing up energy or clearing space so energy can flow better for you. Now there's maybe something that you are working with that you're maybe hearing, because I'm just getting like an ache in my ear, or and it's just, they're just drawing my attention to my ear. So maybe there's something that on an emotional level, could be from a female energy, on a female energy. So it could be your feminine side actually, that you're maybe not taking notice of, and, you know, and working with that or healing that space. So, you know, we're going to start off with the Clairvoyance card. We're here with Archangel Raziel here. I am helping your spiritual sight to awaken fully so you can clearly see heavenly love. So there could be something where you're not seeing, and not necessarily hearing, but could be seeing. So he's awakening the clairvoyant side. So often when I talk about seeing, I see with all my senses. That's how I see it, like as in a blind man uses all of his senses, you know, other senses, even though he cannot see. But there is still the third eyesight that even a blind man has got as well, you know, that insight there. So, but there's also, you know, the seeing and, you know, feeling, sensing with our other chakras, chakras, but also our other senses. So we have here too, you are safe with Archangel Michael. I am protecting you against lower energies and guarding you, your loved ones and home. So there could be, you know, that feeling of a sense of threat or a sense of fear or a sense of, you know, uncertainty, and, you know, and with not as much, and not feeling secure within yourself, or a sense of vulnerability while you're making a decision or decisions. But I feel like there's, you know, just know that Archangel Michael is there, and call on him, and also Archangel Raziel, so you can see, you know, clearly what it is that you you know, needing to see, and for the greater good of one and all, for you, but basically, but one and all. Now the chakra clearing, you know, is in reverse here, so probably means that, I feel anyway, that Archangel Metatron is coming through this, is, you know, is saying that call upon me to clear and open your chakras using sacred geometric shapes, which I feel is why this, at the moment, why this wand has come through, and why I've ended up, you know, being drawn to, you know, like the spiritual aura incense too, is to have that energy around as we're doing this reading, because now actually things have quietened down outside, and I've just got this white butterfly that's come fluttering in. Probably won't come right in here, and I thought it was going to come through across here, but there's in a fly and a wasp that was in here before, but now the energy is settled and it's feeling a lot still, clear, calm. Now it's got really warm in here, so there's probably, it could be getting really warm while you're watching this, so you've probably got a lot of different guides around you, working with you, and probably with the energy of selenite. So this is the selenite wand, and it's helping to clear any, and, you know, set your, or, you know, I'm kind of like, normally, you know, there's reset, but I feel like they're more setting your energy, setting your chakras, you know, with a different energy, you know, zhuzhing them up and, you know, getting them going again. So you're not stuck in the same energies that you were before. So this is why they're not using actual reset. It's not resetting in the same energy, because it's being mindful how you're what you're thinking about with reset, you know, on saying that. So there's it comes down to discernment, or are you like setting a new pathway and like with a new energy? So it's, or a different, you know, a whole different energy there. So they're just like getting me to feather up the energy with you doing this at the moment. So I don't normally do this, but hey, I'm just going to listen and follow suit and just do it, because it's, you know, for the greater good of one and all, and the intention is there with our guide. So anyway, so just zhuzhing that up again, and I just use it, and you might notice that the shape that they're doing that in is in the heart shape there, working with the heart chakra, and then sweeping that around. Okay, beautiful. Anyway, let me know if you felt that. That'll be interesting to see. So anyway, clairvoyance, you are safe, chakra clearing and prioritize. So I feel like this is also, the energy's just picking up now, and you'll probably find that your energy may pick up once you like take heed of, you know, taking some time for yourself. So prioritize, so putting yourself first. And it's, you know, obviously in the most loving way, and, you know, for all the right intention or the best intentions, not necessarily right intentions, but it's getting yourself in a space where you, and it could be like there may be that chit chat going on in your head of, you know, like feeling obligated or feeling out of duty to do something, or, you know, in a certain way for someone, you know, or someone's, and or even just through limiting belief patterns and things like that. So Archangel Metatron is talking about focus upon your highest priorities. I will help you get organized and motivated. Okay, so there's something, you know, maybe going, not necessarily work, it could be a project that you've always wanted to do, or something, or even going to, you know, studying and maybe sifting around how you're going to fit in, you know, your work as well as your study. It could be not so much a university study, it could be something like you may be learning a new language, learning a new trade or a new technique for something that you're already doing. And it may be that you're starting a new business or whatever that is, and you maybe need to put some extra time in it, but you know, you maybe still working at your full-time job. So it's kind of like, I feel like they're just going through, you know, prioritizing what is it that you, you know, that means that you want to do, and it's not so much that you want to do, but yes, they're just using the word prioritizing, what is more of a priority for you, you know, now, in the future, in the near future, but also in the distant future as well. You know, and that could, you know, but it's like just getting yourself organized. So they're working with that, okay, in order to fit everything in. So like I say, even though these are in reverse, this is here is the Five of Swords. So that kind of makes, you know, there may be a little bit of a battle that you're going through with yourself in your mind about how you're going to do things. So, and how you're going to shift through something and get something started here with the King of Wands, because the King of Wands was in, all these cards are in reverse. The King of Wands is sitting there waiting, that energy, something is sitting there waiting for you to take notice of and take charge of as well, on saying that. And with these, you know, and if you, it's like in a way that, I can kind of see like turning things around another way. So something may come up or may have come up where you're not quite sure what you're going to do and how you're going to do it. But the King of Wands is saying, you know, like here with this energy, and now that I've turned around, it's kind of shifted the whole energy. So what I feel like is like there's something that is turning around. There's also something that I feel it's not just going to happen. It's going to happen in a way where it's going to need to take some, you know, you to take some action as well on saying that. So it will, you know, I feel like you'll be presented in the sense when they talk about something's going to happen or begin, its energy is going to start to shift, and it's, are you going to jump on board with that and follow that energy or that prompting as you know, your intuition as more and more becomes, you know, seen by you, you know, or felt by you, and following your instincts. So there is, you know, and so he's like, you know, the King of Wands there is like, you know, let's go on a journey, you know, and I feel like you're kind of ready, but you've been hesitant for a little while because you're not quite sure. There's a sense of, you know, are you safe, with the Knight of Pentacles here in reverse. So, there's something that's in the background there that you're wanting, that, that you've kind of like started. I feel with this Knight of Pentacles, that you've started and you kind of turned it around, and it's been a bit sluggish, but you're like changing your mind, so wondering if that things are going to work out or not, and when am I going to do this. But something is, there's something when once again is like releasing that, whatever is there. But I feel like you sorted out, because it's like it's turned around. I felt like I wanted to turn it around. So there's something that you're working with. It's like picking up all your stuff, all your knowledge, your wisdom, making decisions, and clear decisions, and based on what it is that you want to do, not what anybody else is going to do. And so, obviously you're going to work, work cohesively. Oh gosh, work in a way where it's going to work out for the greater good of one and all, not just one, fully one-sided. Some of you will get that and some of you will not. So it's just like understanding, just take what does resonate with you. So there's something about movement, and seeing both sides of the story, but it's also making sure that you're not giving off your power as well, or making sure that it's something that you wanting to do. It's in your priority, on your priority list here. The Eight of Pentacles here is in reverse as well, so there is something, maybe you've held off some learning, something about learning stuff, and learning new stuff, because it's like you may have gone through a period of, and I know what that feels like. It's like, okay, I think I've learned as much as I can learn now and absorb, but now I've got to put it into practice. So, and it's been like there's that sort of energy, and you've maybe and you're just tired of learning stuff, and just processing what it is that you're already working with. But something's turning around as well. So in order to move in a direction where you're wanting to move, there is something that you're going to have to make an effort with what I'm here, and to make those streams, not force as in make, just make them happen by taking action. And like this one, like that Knight of Pentacles is like he's off on a journey. He's off, but you have the power to do that. So we're going to turn around. So and knowing that everything is safe, okay, for you as to where it is that you are going to be going. And there are new things to be learned along the way, and you're going to learn. So I'm feeling like it's not something. You've got what you need to know, so that in the back of you. So and you've planted some seeds, you've sown some ground, and some ground, and you've got this energy here. And I feel like to a point there, like you get to a point, it's like, yep, I'm going to go, but then you stop, or you slow right down, and it's like, what the heck is happening here? So there is a sense of a block within, but it's not necessarily a really bad block. I'm saying that this is something that you're working through and processing. And the timing is more now for you to have another look at that, or go in deeper and look at that. But it means that you're going to have to, in a sense, learn something new, bring out some new skills, and it may be how some skills that you've, or practically, and or put something into action. So here's the chakra clearing energy here with Archangel Metatron. There is the Page of Swords, so there's something here that he's on going there, but he's like, there's a sense of determination, but he's still in reverse. So maybe there is that sense of determination, I'm going to do it, and maybe you've gone through that a few times, but it's like now they're turning around. There is a sense of determination in moving forward into where you want to go, but and maybe feels like this is the last time I'm going to give it one more definite commitment, consistent shot, at doing, achieving what it is that I want to achieve. But there's something about clearing your chakras, okay? And then we have the Page of Pentacles here. Once again, there's something new. There's epiphany, or something's turning around where you're kind of seeing where your coin is going to come from, and how that could happen, and what money means to you, or what possessions mean to you, or material things mean to you. But also, what does my health mean to me? What does my my family mean to me? And it's like there's a whole, there's something about bringing everything together, and understanding that, and like discarding this and discarding that, with love, peace, harmony, joy, excitement, adventure, and prosperity and abundance, with all those sorts of feelings and thoughts, positive things as to why you're doing that, releasing, and so you can move forward into that sort of energy as well, or and sideways, whatever you're going. So there's something about that, there's something shifting. It's got a beautiful energy. I'm feeling a little bit, like my energy is feeling a little bit, it's like something is slowing down. It's not going flat, but it's slowing down in order to take time to fully investigate, embrace what it is that is going on for you, and where you want that to move through, and how you want to see that move through in throughout the rest of your life, basically. But let's but this is really through the most of this, the rest of this year, or this next year, and maybe next year. It could be the rest of your life, depending on what you're looking at. But let's start here. It's like, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. It's like what Spirit is saying. So prioritize. So these two here, these are 10 of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. So with these two in reverse, it's like, moving something, shifting out of that space, or into the space where, things are coming together, and they're probably coming together more than you think, or more than you realize. But the trouble is, you're thinking a lot more about it with, like here, with this Page of Swords, and maybe you've you've thought about it, but that's as far as it's got. And you actually haven't taken any action, but it's time to get out of the thinking and actually taking action. But with these cards coming here, you're probably in a much better space now to do that. Here's the Queen of Cups here. So this is kind of like, on saying that this is when they're talking about it, it's like, what is your priority? And this is about, the Queen of Cups is coming and like talking about, with her is, being in a calmer state, or a frame of energy, frame of mind, frame of body, frame of spirit, frame of soul, basically. And she's in a much more contented space, and being in control of her emotions and her feelings. But also, I feel like with this one, it's like, not second guessing her intuition as well, or those emotions and feelings that come up, is to that help guide her in the direction where she knows she's drawn to go, or needs to go, and wants to go. So the 10 of Pentacles talks about, I want to use the word success, in the sense that you've reached a milestone in the understanding of, or been on that journey of, from that, the seed, to another, to understanding what that process was about, or during that process, what was actually happening there. And in your health, wealth, and business, career, job, or whatever that is, across the board. For some of you may only see it as one particular area, but probably it will have affected in other areas in your life as well. But there may be something more specific, and that's okay. But there seems to be like something coming together with this Queen of Cups there, and there is with this 10 of Pentacles, is understanding what that process is, and feeling a lot more centered and calm. Now she looks actually pregnant there, so there's something about new beginnings as well, coming to terms with things as well. And it's interesting, it's come up with this 10 of Pentacles, because that's like transitioning into a new phase, which is really bloody cool. So it's this card here, the last one here, it talks about overcoming difficulties. So there's something that's going on in there. With Archangel Jeremiah, the worst is now behind you, and you are surmounting any previous challenges. So there you go. So whatever it is, go forth and give it a shot. So when we go coming back down to the King of Wands, the 8 of Pentacles here, then you have the Page of Pentacles. So there's something moving. It's just, taking action. And I like how these cards are, come out first here, because it's kind of giving you, steps of in where you are now, and what you may be thinking, but what is like from now going forward, what do you need to do, basically, which I feel like, most of us pretty much generally already know, and have a good inkling, at least, anyway. So here we have the 6 of Wands, which is in reverse again, but I'm going to switch that around. So it's like, should you choose to take this mission, basically, move in your where your desires on your mission, where you felt drawn to go, and actually take action with it, and not resist everything anyway, but there may be a sense of resistance of some things, but you'll get through it, I'm hearing. The Six of Wands is here. So there's something about going on an adventure. And I feel like what they're talking about is like seeing that, being that, doing that, and going on that adventure regardless is like looking at things as being going on an adventure. If you're holding off because of you're not sure, you're maybe feeling unsafe, so there is an adventure. And like with everything, there is usually something that may pop up, and it might seem like it's like you're going off track, or it's you made the wrong decision, you know, it seems like. And because you start to, there's a doubt that when the slightest thing might not be turning out right, it could be just a little glitch here that you have not considered beforehand that might pop up. And that's not a bad thing necessarily. You're either going to release that fully, or you're going to look at it, and it could be a solution around that, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. So, and when you're tweaking things in order to keep the momentum going, but you're learning along the way. And like with everything that we start, it's not always smooth running, and defining smooth, but there's usually some things that come up that, you know, we haven't considered, or there are other possibilities and and things that, you know, something may or may not happen. So let's go with something may not, but if something does pop up, well, then there's a solution for everything. And it doesn't mean to say it's not necessarily, to see things as a block. That, oh no, run away from that, in the sense that that's a block and maybe I shouldn't be going that way. There are some times when that is a definite yes, and sometimes when that is a maybe. And so you may want to look at things a little bit, and sometimes it's like, you know what, I'm just going to go through it. I can see where that was coming at, why that is, why it happened like that. So there's, like looking at it and not dissecting it, but analysing it, and not analysing it to the point of analysis paralysis either. So you may be in that position now as you're making adjustments into fulfilling what it is that you are wanting to do this year of 2022. So we're in a good month to do that. The energy is in Capricorn energy, and there's that organisation and setting up the pathway for the, or the system or the strategy for what is coming up, whether it be one or two projects for the next couple of weeks, the next month, it could be for the whole year, whatever. It could be for the next 5-10 years, whatever you are deciding for you. But there is something about, there is maybe something that's happening right now where you may be seeing that something is a little bit difficult, or you may be seeing something is difficult, or you may be, putting forward that, there's this going to happen, that kind of, like, pull back. It could, it probably won't. So, and how many, it probably won't be as bad, maybe. So, and how many times have you overcome things in the past when something, or your intuition, someone has been saying, and yourself have been saying, I don't know about this, but you've gone along and had a look anyway, and it hasn't turned out too bad. And what has happened? You've found a solution, and you've managed to, work through it. So I'm just going to pull out 3 cards from here, 4 cards from here, and see what, just to finish off these, okay? There's definitely 3 there. So these ones here in reverse too. So I'm going to, turn them around. So the Death card here, transition. So you're probably going to go through, or are going through, a transition now at the moment. And then the King of Swords, being in your truth, and there's a firm but fair sort of attitude with the King of Swords, speaking your truth, being honest with yourself. Being true, when I'm talking about being truth, it's not just to others or other things, it's to yourself as well. And being in your power, making specific and certain decisions, or as to what or how you're going to do things. And the King of Pentacles, look, it's there. Only you can turn that around. And with that, there's that abundance and reaching a goal. And look, you got to start somewhere. And see at the bottom, the coin that he's holding is the 3 of Pentacles, basically. So he worked to develop something, it started from developing something, and he got there in the end. And then he's ready to move on again, and where to now? And what else can I do to expand off that? So I feel like, to some degree, with these kings coming up, you've come to the end of a cycle with that, and you're transitioning into something new that is more yours, that you can create for yourself. And there's that, that's there. you know, you're there now to some degree. For most of you, is probably feeling that, or you're heading that way, and you're off on another journey. Others of you, there could be, you know, an air sign or a, you know, another air sign or a earth sign there that's maybe in your space, like a grandfather energies that are around you, or father energies that were, you know, whether they're here or on the other side, maybe around here to help you. Look, the world is there. It's like what you prioritizing. Look at that. It's like, you know, focusing on your highest priorities will help you get organized and motivated. So he will help you to do that. He's talking about, but you can also help too. And it's like you're creating what it is and what you want your world to look like for you. So it's like working with that. And, you know, even though there is some stuff that's going on in the world literally now, and not letting that define you or hold you back, or do, you know, put forward like your dreams and aspirations, because this too will pass, and, you know, and you'll still be able to do a lot of things if you choose to. If we choose to looking forward rather than being stuck and going forth and making changes, like we need to make changes in order to, you know, to overcome difficulties. And, you know, and that sort of thing, it can happen, okay? But it takes ourselves to be the leader in ourselves to make that change, to create that change in how we see our world being in this world, basically, okay? So anyway, I'm just going to wave the wand again. And, you know, shifting that energy and like beautiful energy, you know, and this, because, you know, selenite is also, well, some people call it a generator, a transmission, or, you know, transmitter, or a generator, or an amplifier of energy. So this, with that finishing off, you know, with that, you know, the world, you know, with a beautiful energy of being in love, peace, harmony, joy, excitement, adventure, and prosperity and abundance. In all areas of your life, and we leave that with you now. Okay, bye for now, and we're going to transmit that out. Okay, bye for now, and I shall see you next in a couple of weeks. We're doing the February reads for you, okay, for 2022. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. Leave me a comment or a thumbs up if this resonates with you, or if anything, you know, if you want to, a comment or anything that comes up for you on this, with this, that'd be cool. Anyway, bye for now.